right, so I have recorded my scores. So of course now I have an A plus in math. I'm doing great. Now I'm going to work on the input-output tables, which is 1-5 homework. For each rate situation, find the unit rate and write it using per. Make a rate table that includes the given information as the first row in the table. Continue making a scrambled rate table. So what they're saying is just don't go in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're wanting you to mix up the numbers. So the first one says Aunt Susie's rectangular garden has 40 carrot plants in the first row. Now, I'm not going to lie. The whole point of you using a scrambled rate table is just so you don't feel like you're just predicting, that you understand how a whole rate table works. Even though in the reality, that's probably less likely that you would find it scrambled. But anyway, so it says she has 40 carrot plants in the first 8 rows. So we're talking about every unit is a row, and the product that we're talking about is the plants. So how many times does 8 go into 40? And that's going to give us our unit rate. So 8 goes into 45 times. So the first row is 5. So every row has 5. So if we go this way, we are going to be multiplying by 5. And if we go that way, we are going to be dividing by 5. And I needed to put this up here. There are 5 plants per row. So does that work? There's 1 row, there's 5 plants. That's perfect. So now if we see the number on this side, we're going to divide by 5. 25 divided by 5 is 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. And now, we have a blank space. I'm just going to do 10. Actually, I'll do 5. I'm sorry, I'll do 2. No, I'll do 8. That's right, because I wanted to know. Well, technically I already have the answer to that. It's up here. If I have 8 rows, I will have 40 plants. Sorry, I was trying to make sure I stuck with. You could really do whatever number you want there. On the answer key, if you did 2 and then 10, this would be correct as well. So, next one. Each week, Akai eats the same number of oranges, which is odd, but whatever. In 7 weeks, she ate 8 oranges. So we know that we are going to look at how many oranges per week. So 7 goes into 28 4 times. So she's going to eat 4 oranges per week. So this is the weeks. The unit is the weeks. And the product is the oranges. Obviously, she's not eating weeks. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put the first one in there just because we have how many weeks? 7. How many did she eat total? 7. Again, the same thing. If we're going this way, we're going to multiply. 7 times 4 is 28. If we go this way, we are going to divide. So 1 times 4 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. And 8 divided by 4 is 2. Again, those are very strange habits. It's not typical that someone would be so rigid typically. Every week, Noreen eats a half a dozen oranges. This assumes that you know what half a dozen is. A dozen is actually 12, so half of a dozen would be 6. So she eats 6, every week she eats 6 oranges. So she eats 6 oranges per week. And they just gave us a blank graph. Now they said to do scrambled, and I just skipped every other number. So I did 2, 4, and 5. And this is the weeks, and it's the products that she's eating as the oranges are using. Oranges. So if she eats, so again, I'm going to put my, we're going to divide if we go this way, multiply if we go that way, and divide if we go this way. So 2 times 6 is 12, 4 times 6 is 24, and 5 times 6 is 30. Boy, those two should hook up. Need a lot of oranges. That'd be expensive in the winter. In the spring, David plants 8 tomato plants in each row of his garden. So plants, I'm going to call them tea plants. You can call them just plants if you want. And he plants per row. And so he plants 8. So the unit is the rows. It's just flipped. I don't know why they chose to do that. Tea plant. And so, again, they want random. I'm picking easier ones just because it's my choice to do whatever the heck. Do whatever I want. And then if I go this way, I'm multiplying by 8. And if I go the other way, I'm dividing by 8. So 2 times 8 is 16. And 4 times 8 is 32. And 10 times 8 is 80. Now, just wanted to give you a quick reminder. If you're still working on your math facts, I totally get it. That's not something that you just sit around and do. So in your composition notebooks, you do have a table, and I'm just going to show you really quick. You find your factors. So in this case, it would be 8 times 4. So 8 would be my factor and 4. And I would come in and meet them together at 32. So this is a great tool, and you know why they put these in books? Because you're not the only person who uses it. And they have some really helpful things down here for measurements and conversion tables, which I usually just cheat and look up on the internet because you can get it to work out for your own space. But just so you know, these are in here because you're not the only person. They did not put these in for just one person. It's very common that people would use those. Next, Jason saves $4 every day so that he can buy a basketball hoop. I don't know where he's getting the money. Maybe he beats it up and takes people's from lunch. Jason saves $4 a day. So $4 per day. So we're going to put the days as our unit. And the dollars, I don't like not having the dollar sign, I'm sorry. I just feel like that's how you know it's money. And then let's say, again, they want scrambled rates, so I'm going to pick 1, 3, and 5. So some odd numbers thrown in there. And then again, we're going to multiply everything going this way by 4, and anything going that way gets divided. 1 times 4 is 4. 3 times 4 is 12. And I'm going to model this part if I had to use this chart again and I had to do 5 times 4, which most of you guys know your 5s. 5 times 4 is 20. Carol feeds her tropical fish 6 pinches. I hope she has a lot. That would kill most fish. She feeds 6 pinches of food every day. So 6 pinches per day. So units are the days, and the product is the pinches that she's giving, which is actually the food. But we're going to call them pinches. Because that's, like, I think if you're telling somebody that you're going to go on vacation, you don't tell them, you know, give them 6 foods a day, you would say 6 pinches. So Again, I just picked the same numbers as before, 1, 3, and 5. You can make whatever you want. You can make it hard. Don't get too carried away. And then, of course, this way we're going to multiply by 6. And if we went the other way, we would divide by 6. So 1 times 6 is 6. 3 times 6 is 18. And 5 times 6 is 30. And when you're done, you can get out your answer guide and check your work. Remember, these, you can choose whatever numbers you want. So just make sure you check your math going one way or the other if you need to use a calculator. All right. Nice work.